I've got another story for y'all today, and this one's a doozy. The early 2010s saw the world of action cameras explode in a major way. Suddenly, we had access to relatively affordable technology that could capture HD video underwater, on the wings of airplanes, and in countless other situations that would normally be impossible. As a film major, rest assured, the fresh array of potentially exciting camera angles did not escape me. There was even a classmate of mine who was able to save up enough money to buy one, and the videos he would share with us were wild. So you can imagine my excitement when finally, at the tail end of my junior year, the film department got their hands on a brand new GoPro HD Hero 2. It wasn't too long after this that I began to hear whispers of a remote and really intense rope swing not too far from campus. And apparently it was so intense that a former student got badly injured while trying it a number of years ago. Yeah, this sounded perfect. After doing a little good old-fashioned digging, I was able to locate someone who not only knew where the place was, they were going to be taking a group of people there that afternoon. Which was awesome, but it unfortunately meant that I wouldn't be able to get the GoPro because it was in the film department tech shop at that point and they were already closed for the day. But I had a plan. Locate the rope swing, make sure that it actually lived up to all the hype, then return at a later date with the camera. Our merry little group, now including two of my best friends, drove to an unmarked trailhead, hopped out, and headed into the woods on a path that led seemingly to nowhere. This was already shaping up to be one of the best decisions that I have ever made. We walked for a decent amount of time until eventually we arrived at a clearing. On one side of the clearing was a platform roughly 5.5 feet in height, and on the other was a massive tree on the edge of a surprisingly steep cliff with two ropes hanging from a branch that was so high up I didn't even want to think about who climbed up there to tie the ropes in place. It was at this point that our tour guide informed us we had two options. One, swing from the cliff edge with the shorter rope, or two, swing from the top of the platform with a longer rope. However, if we were going to do the latter, we had to make sure to pull our bodies up as much as possible as to not drag the ground on our way towards the cliff edge, because you might break your tailbone or something. As the full scope of this stunt sank in, I began to see visions of grandeur before my very eyes. If I could actually pull this off and capture the shot that I was seeing in my head, man, it would be a shoe-in for one of those GoPro compilation videos that were so popular on YouTube at the time. But before climbing the platform myself, I let a couple of the other guys go first, you know, because it was the test run after all. After taking just a little bit of time to hype myself up, I was ready.
Oh!
Admittedly, my first attempt wasn't perfect. I scuffed my butt up pretty good, which didn't feel good in the slightest, but overall, not too shabby. After one more test run with significantly better results, I felt ready for my big moment. Later that week, I confidently entered the film department tech shop and put my name down on the sign-out sheet for the never-before-used Hero 2. That afternoon, my best friends and I returned to the rope swing, ready to drown our worries in sunshine and adrenaline. The experience was off to an incredible start, and then finally, it was time. I firmly mounted the GoPro to my forehead, took a deep breath, and leaped from the platform. I gently turned my body to get a quick glimpse of the cliffside. Then, I hit the water. Immediately, I had a harsh realization. I've made a huge mistake. The second my head plummeted beneath the surface of the water, the GoPro, shocking no one whatsoever, detached. And when I opened my eyes hoping to see something, anything, all that greeted me was the murky abyss. Panic set in as I desperately stretched my arms out in all directions, hoping to bump the camera. And for a brief moment, I felt what I'm pretty sure was the GoPro as it rapidly sank to the bottom of the lake, but I couldn't quite get a hold of it. It was at this moment it occurred to me I was quite a ways down because I had pencil dived in, and I've never been very good at holding my breath for long periods of time, so I still had to get to the surface before I could even get oxygen. So I went ahead and did that, caught my breath, and dove in again to hopefully find the GoPro. My friends soon joined in and tried to help me, but it wasn't very long before the harsh reality reared its ugly head. That GoPro was long gone. The lake was just too deep, too murky, it wasn't gonna happen. Being a broke college student, I did not have the money to buy a GoPro, so in my desperation, I started trying to think outside the box. Do I know anyone who might be a scuba diver and happen to have their gear with them at college for some random reason? How soon might the lake's water level decrease? Can it be lowered manually? Clearly all fantastic ideas, but once again, the harsh reality stared me in the face. PJ, despite what you thought your financial future had in store, you are in fact going to buy a GoPro. But hey, this isn't all bad. You kind of wanted one, right? Unfortunately, yours is at the bottom of a lake in East Tennessee, but hey, at least you can say you do own a GoPro.
Bam! Just like that. That's all there is to it.
Thank you. After returning to campus, I sheepishly broke the news to the head of the department, and somehow I was able to scrape together enough funds, with quite a bit of help from academic discounts and whatnot, to purchase a brand new GoPro Hero 2 for the film program that I never touched or even laid eyes on.
1, 2, 3.